Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is G. You are watching All Astrology, and this is the Aquarius series. We are on Aquarius at 6 degrees, the age of Aquarius, Pluto going through Aquarius energy. We are going to pick up where we left off. So if you haven't seen the first 5, do yourself a favor and go and check them out. See if you have 6 degrees of Aquarius anywhere in your chart. And just keep in mind, sorry, let me turn some alerts off here. Just keep in mind that we all have Aquarius energy somewhere in our chart. We all have it somewhere in our life. So what do you have at 6 degrees of Aquarius in your chart? If you don't know and you want to know, comment below. Aquarius at 6. The visual is a masked figure performs ritualistic acts in a mystery play. A masked figure performs ritualistic acts in a mystery play. Alrighty. The keynote is the individual's involvement in long established patterns of activity aiming at the release of collective power. The individual's involvement in long established patterns of activity aiming at the release of collective power. Alrighty. So there's a paragraph below. I'm going to read this. He says, Dane Rudhyar, in case I forgot to say. I say it at the beginning of every video. You can read along with me, page 252 if you've got it. And then, let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think it means, because this is just his reinterpretation of the Sabian symbols. He didn't write the Sabian symbols. Somebody else did. They were simply just symbols, right? That symbol I first said, a masked figure performs ritualistic acts in a mystery play. And that's all that was ever done. It was just a symbol, a drawing, right? And then he just took it to another level. Tried to interpretation of them. So here we go. The great mysteries of the past were created by inspired seers, S-E-E-R-S, and adepts for the purpose of transferring to a mentally conscious. The great mysteries of the past were created by inspired seers and adepts for the purpose of transferring to a mentally conscious and humanly significant level of group operation what in the lower kingdoms of life were called instincts. Okay, that made sense. It's the 5th time, right? Made sense the 5th time around. I'm not sure what's going on. Biological and cosmic energies can thus be used to ensure that social processes do not lose touch with the deeper realities of planetary and universal life. Rituals are binding, and often the performers wear masks or uniforms, for they do not act as human persons, but as focal points for the release of a transpersonal forces. I'm going to repeat that. My mind, it's Mercury in Pisces right now. I think my mind is also, like jumping or adding letters that aren't there. Rituals are binding, and often the performers wear masks, for they do not act as human persons, but as focal points for the release of transpersonal forces. So they're just a tool, is what they're saying. They're just there to be a part of the process, but yet their personality and who they are by name isn't the point. You think of people of the cloth, clergy, right? Ritualistic. Absolutely. There's a few more things here. So it presents to us a social process in the deepest occult aspects. The individual is seen as having assumed a transpersonal responsibility. Okay, transpersonal responsibility. So it's kind of like you can wear many hats, many roles, but you're not really there you're ascending your personality, basically. You're literally saying, okay, I'm available to do this. And as yeah, it's a duty, it's a responsibility. So this one is really interesting, number 6. I know I mentioned in the number in the Aquarius of 5 degrees, that 6 degrees was pretty important because it's either 5 or 6 that is in the United States natal chart, one of the moon's nodes, and I believe it's their north node. Yeah. Anyway, if you guys want me to point that out and reference that and like literally pull up the chart in a video, but this is a 6 degree meaning. A masked figure performs ritualistic acts in a mystery play. So we've got it's a mystery. We've got somebody is there performing. Somebody is there tr- doing a performing a transpersonal responsibility. It's not about them as the human. It's just about they are there to provide a service. Again, I'm going to say group energy because it's Aquarius, right? And that's what that would be if you are performing a ritualistic act. Typically, it's yeah. When we think of people of the cloth, right? This is what made me think of it. Again, that is just me adding my 2 cents in. He doesn't say this in the book. He just says often performers wear masks. They can wear masks, and I was the one who added sometimes, they also can wear like uniforms or right? Some of the things I've said. And it doesn't mean it's not a negative comment either. That's not what I mean by it. I'm not bad rapping anybody who's either a priest or a nun or a member of the cloth in any religion. I don't mean it to be that way. It's transpersonal responsibility. It's basically saying, hey, I'm going to serve in this way. But there's in this one though, it's also adding on that it's a masked figure. So in other words, we don't see their face, right? We don't really see their personality for the sake of their personality. And it's a ritualistic act, but it's in a mystery play, which is like there's a performance of some sort going on, and it's confusing. And it's kind of like a who done it. Like we don't know like where it's going to lead us. So this 6 degrees is a mystery. It's a mystery. And even the person behind the mask is a mystery, right? Because they've got a mask on. So we don't see their identity, which is interesting for Aquarius energy because it really is a strong, um, individualistic, very like your individuation is really important with Aquarius energy. Knowing who you are, you standing out as an individual, your uniqueness, right? Like that's all the Aquarian things. But yet in this one, it's like the uniqueness of you, the uniqueness of who you are, like your personality isn't part of this act, isn't part of this role. You have a mask on, you're playing the role of somebody else. So, yeah, I'm just trying to add a little of my own perspective to it. So I would love to hear what you think about this. Also, again, where is 6 degrees in your chart? If you don't know and you want to know, please just comment below. I will help you out in any way that I can. I can't help but thinking too that I also want to add this in there because I keep hearing it and it makes sense, is that Aquarius energy, it's the internet. It's a something that man created that was to help humanity advance. I know many of us might say, I don't know about that. Like, sure, it might have helped with advancements, but it seems like we went 1 step forward and 2 steps back in a way, right? It absolutely showed us like some of our shadow sides being involved on the internet and the social platforms and, just all the things we've all been through, right? With misinformation and people deliberately twisting information. Not that that doesn't go on the regular, but it's easier to do online, right? Like you can pretend to be somebody that you're not. And what I kept hearing was it's a lot like YouTube. It's a lot like people who vlog. Like there's a presence that you kind of a persona that you present to the public, to the people. Like, oh yeah, I got it all together. I know all the answers. I'm a teacher. I you know what I'm saying? Like you have a certain where a large part of your personality and your personal life isn't actually here like this, right? And that's not for everybody. I get it. There are people who literally do vlogs, and the vlogs are literally just about their daily role, about their life, like their routines and just life in general. So there's that too, right? But there are those who have that going on screen, right? In a video or whatever, on a live. And then sometimes we find out even that is a damn show. It's for the clicks, right? So this is interesting because it definitely speaks to a performance. It definitely speaks to we aren't really seeing who the real person is. We see that there's likely some sort of a motive because typically in a mystery in a play, there's a motive of some sort. For somebody to be wearing a mask, there's a reason that they're wearing a mask, right? So it's really fascinating, and it really just kind of says, okay, who was really behind what, right? Who was really there. And again, that's kind of a little bit of a negative way of looking at it, I think, because the way he described it on this higher level, the transpersonal, which is ascending, right? Ascending the personality and serving the group in some way. And when you say a ritualistic thing, I know a lot of things can pop up in people's minds. So you tell me, what do you think? It doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be like super positive where it's like somebody serving for the group and taking their personality out of the role of whether someone's being a member of the cloth or just doing some spiritual pursuits and trying to help people in general. Yeah, I would like to hear what you think because I don't think there's really any wrong answer. Think of how many people are in the world. Think of how many different personalities there are. Think of how many different charts there are and how many different ways they can show up in somebody's life. Right. Your energy, how you express is uniquely you. And there's something here within this degree where we are covering up a piece of our individuality, almost like a sacrifice in a way for that group energy, or at least to serve for the group. So again, that sounds really positive. So let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on this. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.